Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you are brand new here, welcome in. So today I have a very special reaction. This group that I'm going to look at is very different from all the other artists that I have on my channel. Their genre of music is very different from all the different ones that I've reacted to, but they're very near and dear to my heart, and I was really hoping that this would be a chance for me to introduce a new type of music to you guys. I know that most of my subscribers are probably pretty unfamiliar with the type of music that they do, so I hope that you guys enjoy, and I hope that this is a chance for you guys to check out something brand new that you've never heard before. So I'm really excited to kind of debut this type of music on my channel, and I'm hoping to review a little bit more like this in the future because, as you guys might know, I love looking at music from all over the world. So the group I'm going to check out today is called Celtic Thunder. They just had an album debut today, actually. For those who kind of speak the Asian pop lingo, it's their comeback. So they debuted actually way back in 2007. So they've been around for quite a long time, but they just had, you know, this amazing album drop today, and I cannot wait to take a look at it. So basically what I'm going to do is split this up into a part 1 and part 2 because there are 13 songs on this album. But part 1, we're going to do the first half of the album. Part 2, we're going to do the second. I will link part 2 down in the description box once that's done and once that's all uploaded. So don't forget to go take a look at that. But before we check out the album itself, I'm just going to give a little bit of a background so that you guys kind of know who they are and what my experience as a fan has been like. So this group debuted back in 2007. Originally, there were 5 members in this group, but the lineup has kind of changed over the years as members entered and left the group. Currently, there are 4 members in the lineup, and so those are the ones that you're going to hear on the album. We have Ryan, Damian, Emmet, and Neil. Okay, so those 4 voices we're going to be hearing today. They did just go on a tour recently. They were here in the US, and it was the Celtic Thunder Odyssey tour. Odyssey, of course, being the name of this album. Everybody was on the tour except for Ryan. Ryan was unable to make it on this tour, but we did have an amazing new member, Ronan, who stepped in to make it a 4-member group, and he did fantastic. That was my first time really hearing him sing. Before I learned that he was going to be part of this tour lineup, I had never seen any of his work or heard him before, but after I saw him on tour, I went and checked out his music and his social media and everything, and he's very, very, very talented. But yeah, I got to see all of them, and it was an amazing show. I got like front row. It was my first time seeing them front row, so that was like the closest I had ever seen them perform. They did amazing. The band did amazing. Their musical director, David Monroe, was there as well, so he was kind of sitting right in front of me because he was also participating in the band, and it was so nice getting to meet him after the show because I did this little meet and greet thing that they had going on. So it was David Monroe, and then I also got to meet Neil and Ronan, and I got a picture with them, and I'll put that right here. They were very nice. Their crew seems very nice. Just in general, they make it really pleasant to be a fan because their music is incredible. Their personalities are so fun to follow, and it's kind of, you know, it's why I've been a fan for such a long time. Like I said, you know, back in 2015, that's when I first got hooked onto this group, and I've been following them for so long, and it's really, really crazy, I think, to look back at where the group was in 2015 and how far they've come since then, and to see my own growth being a fan of theirs, because, you know, it feels kind of like I grew up on their music a little bit, even though it was, you know, what, less than 10 years of me being a fan. But also I wanted to show you guys, I won this during a little game that we were playing during the meet and greet. It's sheet music from the finale song from the show called Ireland's Call, and they all signed it, and it's really cool, and it's one of my little treasured possessions that I have as a fan, but I was super lucky to get that. Yeah, so I don't know what else to say because I'm hoping that you guys can sort of get to know them a little bit more through their music. And yeah, so without further ado, let's check out the first part of the album. So we are going to start off with One More Day.
My love, more dear than this life.
Is that Damian's voice?
You are to me, your kiss more clear.
Oh my gosh.
Crystal of the the sea. Please save me, I'm falling.
That whistle in the background.
I am lost and alone. An angel weeps. I
Ryan!
hear him cry.
Oh my gosh.
A lonely prayer, a voice on high. Dry all your tears.
These harmonies!
Come what may, and in the end, the sun will rise.
Why am I suddenly getting emotional? Holy crap. This is song number 1. I can't be crying on this album. The band in the background. Oh my god, this production. I think that's Neil, right?
The creation I wanna hear is Kish Jamakri, the Krisan of Kali, as far as
I think I can hear Emmet. Oh my gosh. Emmet.
In the end, the sun will rise on one more day.
Vocals on vocals. Oh my gosh. Is that Emmet doing the high notes? Oh, that is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys, okay, we're near the end of the song. I know I haven't been speaking that much during the song. I feel like a lot of this reaction is just going to be me listening and trying to digest everything with my mouth hanging open. I'm genuinely speechless. This sounds like something that should be in a movie. Like, and I kind of actually want an instrumental version of this too because it sounds so beautiful in the background. But you guys, this is what I love to hear in a singing group. I love to hear all the different layers, like all the different harmonies, and everybody's voice is highlighted because they sound so good together. And I think that's also the result of them working together so well over so many years. They just know how to mesh together and they know everybody's strengths and they know how to work together to make everybody sound at their best, if that makes sense. All right, let's finish out the song.
Rise up one more day. Hey, the sun will rise on one more day.
Oh my god. You guys, like, It's music like this that really keeps me drawn to them. Like, they just sound so incredibly beautiful. I think they did that during the Odyssey tour. I know they did a lot of these. I don't think they did every single one on the album, but they did a lot of them on the tour in the show that I saw. I think that was one of them. Green Fields of France. I think they might have done that. I don't remember completely, but we're going to hear that one next.
My breeze makes the red poppies dance.
They did this one.
The sun now it shines on the green fields of France. Well, how do you do, young Willie McBride?
Wow.
Do you mind if I sit here down by
You
your
guys,
graveside?
Damian's voice.
And rest for a while neath the warm summer sun. I've been walking all day and I'm nearly done. I see by your gravestone you were only 19 when you joined the great fallen in 1916. Well, I hope you died quick, and I hope you died clean. Young Willie McBride, was it slow and obscene? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down?
Yo, some of these songs are genuinely really, really sad.
The last post in chorus. Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest?
Ooh, those strings in the background.
Did you leave a wife or a sweetheart behind? In some faithful heart is your memory enshrined. And though you died back in 1916, in that faithful heart, you're forever 19.
Aww.
Or are you a stranger without even a name? Enclosed forever behind the glass pane. In an old photograph, torn and battered and stained, and faded to yellow in a brown leather frame. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post in chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? Now Willie McBride, I can't help wondering why do those who lie here know why they died? Did they believe when they
Okay.
answered the call?
That's cool.
Did they really believe that this war would end the wars? But the sorrow, the suffering, the glory, the pain, the killing and dying were all done in vain. But for Willie McBride, it all happened again and again and again and again.
Whoa.
And again.
Whoa, that build up. Wait, hang on. Hang on, YouTube Music. Wait a second. We need to hear that one more time.
All done in vain.
Wait.
But for Willie McBride, it all happened again and again and
This.
again and
This build up in the background is so epic.
the drum slowly. Did they play the fife
Whoa.
slowly? Did they play the five slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down?
Truly, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. I'm just...
Play the last pulse in chorus. Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? There's a warm summer breeze makes the red poppies dance.
kind of echoing the beginning part too. That's a great ending to the song.
It shines on the green fields of France.
You guys, okay, so one thing I do have to say is, you know, this song very much deals with the result of war and everything. And I remember from the Odyssey tour, when they first started the show, they started off with Heartland, which is a song that they have used in the past to open their tours, to open their shows. But then they proceeded to do like 4 back-to-back songs of like the most depressing, sad things you have ever heard in your entire life. And people in the audience, I could hear people behind me sniffling and crying because I was like right in the front row, and then the last few couple rows behind me, I could hear people like sniffling and I was tearing up too because I was not expecting back-to-back songs. And by the time they finally got to a happier song, I was like, can y'all just like give me a minute to wipe my tears away? Like I'm tearing up, and if you guys do one more song, I'm going to start bawling in front of strangers in this audience. But what I do like about their music is that a lot of it is rooted in history, and it could be anywhere from, you know, Irish history, Scottish history, American history, Canadian history, whatever it may be. And it's not always pretty. A lot of times it's very heartbreaking and heartfelt even. But it highlights, you know, very poignant emotions and just kind of brings them out in music. And they portray emotions so well on stage too. I think that's part of why the audience felt so affected, is when you actually see them perform all of this live, the energy kind of radiates out into the audience, and they do such a good job of feeling the subject of the song that they just, you know, it kind of in turn brings the audience into that world and brings everybody together for a few minutes while they perform it. And I think it's a really cool thing that artists are able to do live. True artists, I think. Anyway, enough of that rambling. Let's move on to the next one. And this is, okay, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the name of this next song. I'm going to give it my best shot. Forgive me, you guys. Airdi Cuan? Airdi Cuan? I'm not quite sure. We're about to find out as soon as we jump into this next one, though. So let's get this started. I wonder if there's a way to put... Okay, I don't think there are subtitles in here. Sometimes you can find lyrics, but it's okay. If there's anything I love in music, it's a really pretty flute. Airdi Cuan. Oh, that flute has me in a chokehold. It's so pretty. Ooh, the background harmonies, the background vocals.
That sings beyond my dreams, and the lonely Sundays pass me by. Shimmer chrít a throm agus brona.
Oh, the instrumentals. This song is gorgeous, you guys. Like, I feel like I don't have enough words to truly verbalize how I feel about it, but this song is beautiful. Was that it? I feel like that was really short. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think that was Neil's voice, right? So this was Neil's solo. I gotta tell you guys, so for anybody who either isn't familiar or is familiar with Neil, I mean, I've always loved his voice and I've always found him to be a fantastic singer. But I gotta say, like, when I heard him on the Odyssey tour, that I think was, to me, I feel like I remember just being so impressed by the sound of his voice, and I was thinking, this has to be the best he has ever sounded to me personally, because I've heard him since he became a principal singer. It was, I want to say maybe 2011, 2012 is when he originally was in the band and then transitioned into a position of principal singer. But I mean, since then, he just sounds phenomenal on this album, and obviously live too. And then I heard his album Here Art Thou. I can't believe it took me so long to hear it, but I did not do a reaction to it. I just heard it after I saw him perform live. It's one of the songs from that album. You'll see it in part 2, but it's beautiful and heartbreaking, and that's what got me into listening to his album. But he has an incredible voice, and he's such an amazing songwriter and composer, and I could just gush about how cool I think he is all day, but we have to move on to other songs. So let's move on now to Grace.
As we gather in the chapel here in old Kilmainham jail, I think about these past few weeks.
As you remember this song,
Will they say we failed?
I'm going to pause in the middle of this. So this one, I know this one had more of a historical context because they explained it. This is Emmet's solo from the show, and I remember he explained it before he did the song, kind of the history behind it. And I would encourage anybody to definitely do a little Google search on this topic because it's really interesting. I mean, from what he said, basically, I think this one, you know what, I'm just going to keep going and let the song speak for itself. But it's really beautiful, very, very heartbreaking.
From our school days, they have told us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, Grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand when Padre called me to his side out in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I place this wedding ring upon your finger.
The vocals,
There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. And as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too.
Yeah, mine
On
too.
this May morn, as I walk out, my thoughts will be of you, and I write some words
Oh, my heart.
upon the wall, so everyone will know I loved so much that I could see his blood upon the road. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger.
Oh my
They'll
goodness.
take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love, I place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye.
All right. Okay, so this song, what I was trying to say in the beginning of the song, this, I believe the story was, it was about an Irish rebel who was captured and jailed, and then he was about to be executed, and he had one last wish, or he was granted one last request, and his request was to marry his beloved before he was executed, which they granted him, and then obviously he was, I believe, executed the next day after they got married. So this is such a beautiful, heart-wrenching song, and I gotta be totally honest with you guys. On this channel, I normally say that I don't have a bias, or for those who don't know what bias means, favorite member, when it comes to groups, because I listen to so many groups across a wide range of genres, but in every group that I listen to, I don't feel like a specific pull toward a certain member and be like, you know, that's my favorite member, that's my bias, whatever. But this group is the only group that I like, the only group that I listen to in which I have a very clear bias, and that's the singer you just heard, that's Emmet. I am just so in love with his voice. He just has, not only is he so vocally talented, the emotion that he can put into a song changes the way that it sounds, changes the way that the song comes across. And as I said earlier, with all of them being able to do that live, it makes a really big difference. There's a really big difference between singing something live and then really performing it and drawing the audience in. And this was one of the ones that I was talking about where the audience was like sniffling, and it's just a very touching moment. And I do remember hearing, there was an interview that I saw with Emmet where he mentioned something about like he never performs a song if he can't see some of himself in it, or he can't feel the emotions that are in it, because he wants every performance to be honest so that the audience can feel the message of the song and really feel what he's feeling. And I think that's an amazing outlook for an artist to have, especially, you know, for a singer. But Yeah, I guess on this channel, this is the very first time I can ever admit that I have a bias in a group, and it happens to be him. So yeah, thank you for giving me, giving my mascara a run for its money during the Odyssey tour, Emmet, because I was really trying to hold those tears in. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the Wellerman, which is one of my favorite sea shanties, so I'm very, very excited for this.
There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was a Billy of Tea. The winds blew up her bow, dip down. Oh, blow, my bully boys, blow.
That is so cool. Just that.
The Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea.
That's so cool.
One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from the shore when down in her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow.
Ooh, that was cool. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Whoa. I almost skipped ahead, y'all.
That put to sea, winds blew up her bow, dip down. Oh, blow, my bully boys, blow. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from the shore when down in her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon
that is so cool.
may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
I love the song so much.
The boat and hit the water, and a whale sail came up and got her all hands to decide harpooning for her when she dived down low.
No line was cut, no whale was freed. The captain's mind was not of greed, and he belonged to the whaleman's creed. She took that ship in tow.
For 40 days or even more, the line went slack and tight once more. The boats were lost, there were only 4, but still that whale did go.
Ah, the strings, it makes it sound more epic. I love that.
To bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Ooh. That is awesome. Whoa, hello. I've seen this live too. Like, how did I not expect that that was gonna happen? I've literally seen this song performed already.
Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the Wellerman come to bring us sugar and
It's very different from all the other versions of the song that I've heard. I don't know who's doing that high note in the background, but that was amazing. Honestly, if you guys are up for, if Celtic Thunder is ever up for it, I would love to see more sea shanties from them because I think they do them really, really well. And I personally am a big fan of them. So I would love to see more if, if they're down to learn any more. Okay, so last one for part 1, we're going to do Fields of Athenry. Is this another depressing, sad one? And when I say depressing, I mean like things that pull at your heartstrings. That's just kind of like, wow, that was heartbreaking. That was dark, but beautiful songs though.
I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they have taken you away. For you stole true valiant's call, so the young might see them all. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry.
Oh, Damian's voice.
Where once we watched the small free birds fly. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled, they cut me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity.
Ouch.
Lord, light the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry.
I can hear those backing vocals. Those are so gorgeous.
By a lonely harbor wall, she watched the last star falling.
That piano makes everything sound so
As that prison
magical. I don't know how to describe it.
against the sky. For she lived in hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. Lonely the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing. We had dreams.
I gotta give big kudos to whoever produced all of this. I mean,
Around the fields of Athenry.
every single one of these songs we've heard so far could be in a movie. Could be part of a movie soundtrack.
Around the fields of Athenry.
All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to say that's the end of part one. I will say, you know what? I know that in the group, Damian's vocal range tends to be, he's like the bass voice of the group. So when they're all singing together, he often gets, the lower harmonies, like the lower parts of the song. But when he does his solos, especially like I've heard with his solo albums and everything, the higher part of his range sounds really, really pretty. And I love hearing that part of his voice or that side of his voice. And I don't know, I just think he has a really beautiful voice overall and such a really big range. And no matter if he sings in the higher end or the lower end, whatever, he just has a very magical sounding voice. And I really, really love that. But yeah, anyway, okay, so that's like, what, 6? The first 6 from this album. And we've got, I think, 7 more to go. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all back in part 2. Don't forget to check that out. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I will leave the link for that down in the description box. But yeah, I cannot wait to get to the rest of this album. So anyway, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye!